And now I just need to figure out how to play a Lara block.
Alara block, eh? Is that what we're doing tonight?
Yeah, that's what we're doing tonight. Yeah, that's.
I like how Vintage Cube says Vintage Cube single elimination and then says Holiday Cube 2012 times 3. Which is it, Watsy?
I think that's even more hilarious because it's not even 2012 anymore. It's
It's this really terrible year called 2016.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're the year 2016,
and like, we thought it would, and we thought the world was ending in 2012. Anyway.
So wait, does it still? Okay, no, it doesn't. The login screen was still telling me to play Eternal Masters, which, as you might notice here, if you
notably gone.
If you have a like good eyesight, can take a look here. It's not here. That's not a legal format. What the hell? Oh, right. Okay. So Shards block, I get to start explaining this first. Shards block was like the one block that had a weird type of booster that was a foil booster of all Shards block.
Where you could be all foil. Every card in the pack was...
Well, not only was every card foil, but it was a pack of cards that was all 3 sets.
Like, and you could draft with those?
Well, you couldn't draft, like, you couldn't just bring them to a Shards draft, like you had to draft.
Moto let you trade them in for, like...
Apparently.
Amazing.
I don't really get how that's supposed to work.
You could also pay a lot of money to, like, buy a whole bunch of those packs and just do a draft of that, right?
Well, there was a friend of mine who found a box of those at, like, a Walmart or a Target, and the box was...
Kmart. We'll say Kmart.
Kmart's probably more reasonable with this because of how the story goes. So the packs are all foil. Like, every card is foil, so these packs are a little more expensive than a normal booster pack. Think like an Eternal Masters pack or a Vintage Masters or whatever. Modern Masters, Masters, Shards Masters. So they go up and find a box, and I think the box had 24 packs in it. Maybe less. Maybe 18. And they see it, and they grab the box, and they're like, hey, we want to purchase this whole box. Like, how much is it for that? And they're like, well... Scans the barcode on it, comes up $15. Ah, here you go. Like, because this is the barcode for the single pack.
That's what we call a steal of a deal.
Yeah, it's what we call, like... Anyway,
it's what we call I don't get paid enough to care.
Yeah, that's that one. But yeah, this is full block Shards. We're going to be doing this one. It should be Alara Conflux, Alara Born. Hopefully, we're not playing this in reverse order because I do not want to be in that hell.
Yeah, what are some of the gimmicks of this set? I hear we're going to be forced to play multiple colors at some point.
It's a force. You can't get away with monocolor because the final set is all multicolored cards. 100%.
Isn't it also very difficult to steal like 2-color? Like.
Yeah, getting away with 2-color is also very difficult, but you can do it. The big thing, though, is that the power level of Alara, Shards of Alara, and Conflux is like a 5, and Alara Reborn is like a 10. Like, as far as power level. If I count the number of unplayable unlimited cards in Alara Reborn, I think it's 4. And that's me stretching that definition, too. That's like 2 crap rares and an uncommon. Like, because Swerve isn't really a playable thing, and like that sort of thing. Like,
yeah,
Millstone Matt, huh?
Millstone Matt. Wonder what card he likes.
Yeah, but then pack 2, so you want to be doing like, but you want to be doing like 2-color, maybe 3-color. But then Conflux's theme is Domain. So like 2/3 of the cards in pack 2 do nothing for anybody because nobody actually wants to be playing Domain. Well, let's see what we get.
Let's see what we open. What do we got, Johnny?
Come on. Violent Ultimatum and a Foil Sharding Sphinx.
Wrong ultimatum. We were hoping for Cruel Ultimatum I was kind of hoping for, if not Cruel Ultimatum, then Naya Overrun Ultimatum, but this ultimatum is a good ultimatum.
Yes, this is a good one. What's triple conflicts then? There's not enough fixing in triple conflicts for everybody to play domain. There's almost no fixing in conflicts. That's like the other trick of this format. There's no fixing.
Okay,
take a look at this pack and tell me how many cards in this pack are fixing. It's 0.
0 of them.
This cycles.
Let's look at what we might want out of here. Naya Battle Mage wheeling is unlikely, but
I'd actually like Hissing Iguanar, Blister Beetle, or Corpse Connoisseur. Do I want to go full Jun this quick? It's probably more safe to pick the Shrouding Sphinx. I'm only committing to one color. It's a bit of a powerful flyer. Let's commit to Jun.
Violent Ultimatum is a reason to commit. Like, look at this thing.
No. Let's go more ultimatums, huh? You want to go all in on ultimatums.deck? Is that
Brilliant Ultimatum and Ultimatum you want to go in on?
This is what we call Factor Fiction, but you cast the spells, but it costs 7.
I go straight in on 5 color, I guess is the actual thing.
The answer to that is no. Brilliant Ultimatum is the second worst of the ultimatums. It's not very good. But there's
Taupe Anesthetic.
Yeah, Taupe Anesthetic, Magma Spray, and Blightning, and kind of in that order.
Yeah, Blightning, I think. I would pick Blightning if there was not a powerful creature and removal spell here. Is Taupe Ascetic a powerful enough creature to pick over removal, is the question I'm asking you.
I think it's fine.
If we can get some, like, sprouting Thrynaxes or something, then Taupe Ascetic becomes better.
Right, we're in a color where it's good. Also, like, it's less color committed, which is, like, nice to have. I value it more than I value, like, I don't value Blight as highly.
Yeah, I don't value it as highly. It's Mind Rot. In Limited, it's Mind Rot.
So we have On-Color Obelisk, perfect fixing. We have Bone Splinters, and, like, a couple kind of janky cards. Again, so one of the big things is, and this is kind of important in coloring why I'm picking Obelisk of Jun, so I need to explain it here. Again, a lot of your power level of your deck in this format, it comes from Pack 3. A lot of it.
Yep,
So, but the trick is, all of Pack 3 is multicolored cards, which I need you to understand. All of Pack 3.
Yeah, every card is at least 2 colors. Many of them are 3.
Lands don't exist. They aren't multicolored. So the fixing that exists in Pack 3 is a single cycle of cards.
They have cloud posts, right? Or not the cloud posts, but posts.
Yeah, they have the posts.
Border posts.
That's it. That's the only fixing that exists in Pack 3. So if you want fixing for a deck, you need to pick it in Packs 1 and 2, and it's also kind of bad. Like, this is not a really good card. That's why
it's sad to be passing Bone Splinters, but I think that's important enough to be picking this up to pick the fixing.
Yeah.
We have a Batterama, Blister Beetle, or Viscera Dragger.
I'm a big fan of Viscera Dragger because of the, like,
it's 4 mana, deal 3 damage, draw a card.
Yeah, well, it's card advantage. You can, not only that, but, like, if we have a Bone Splinters, you can unearth it, attack for 3 Bone Splinters, throw it away. It actually has a lot of power like that.
Unearth is a good thing, and Blister Beetle is like a sniper tech card, but it often doesn't do exactly what you need it to.
In this format, there's a lot more for it to hit.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of things for this beetle to do. So
there are a ton of pikers in the last set.
So the reason I feel fine that I can pick this over, say, the Obelisk of 2 of my 3 colors, is because of cycling, which allows it to be not fixing, but sort of fixing.
That is sort of fixing we can end up picking at some point. Are there really bad creatures with the 2 land cyclings on them? I don't think any of those are very good to play, but they're all fine to cycle.
A back card that has the other side of it.
Carrion Thrash.
So this is Carrion Thrash versus Executioner's Capsule.
So we have there's Dark Banishing, I guess.
Right, like, well, Dark Banishing is a little worse in the format because we're in a multicolored format, you know, like...
More black creatures.
More black creatures, but it's also a kill spell. Carrion Thrash is just a super efficient body, like, in the sense of, like, this is a good creature with an ability. Like,
it's also my favorite creature type. Bayashinos. You don't see those guys enough. Also, the Viashinos on Jund look really cool. They look like alligators.
I'm gonna commit on getting some removal, keep us going.
Removal.
I like the Carrion Thrash because hey, my favorite thing here, the Court Archers. I talked about Court Archers in the last one. Also, it's like the only card in here that's like.
Yeah, it's better than Crucible of Fire. Viashino Skeleton is not playable. Volcanic Submersion cycles.
There's more artifacts for it to target in this set. Like it's sometimes the 5-mana creature kill spell.
Mm-hmm. In fact, there is actually I believe, a Shatter that just says destroy target artifact creature. That might have cycling as well.
But the so this is what I talked about when I said that Shards has a lower power level. Like, you take a look at this pack, and we have things like Spell Snip, Crucible of Fire, Volcanic Submersion, Viashino Skeleton. Don't do that. Behemoth's Herald, Filigree Sages, like a ton of cards that I just don't want in my limited deck ever.
How sad would you have been if you accidentally picked that Viashino Skeleton over Court Archers?
I'd be like, about it. I wouldn't have been happy.
Algae Gariel?
I'm gonna say Algae Gariel.
Or Resounding Roar, just as Giant Gross.
I think I'm okay with Algae Gariel here.
If we get any Devour guys at all, or just removal spells, Algae Gariel does what you need it to.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the Fire Stoker.
There's a reason. You see that last line of text on him. It is completely worthless.
Yeah. But, yeah, so you again see how there's a number of cards in here that, wow, Esper Charm still hanging around. This is, looks like Esper's wide.
You want to try going in on that? This B5 color?
I'm going to steal the Esper Charm out of here. It's the like, I don't really want Resounding Roar. I could pick up a Resounding Roar and not feel too bad about it, but I'm okay stealing an Esper Charm in case the 5-color hell is real.
5-color hell. Five color hell. Sideboard naturalize.
There's a lot again.
A
lot more targets for it because of Esper decks.
This one's an instant.
And here we're just in. I'm gonna steal this ultimatum. We're in dregs, but that's fine. This is actually to be expected in the Lara draft. The first two packs are like your deck is 13 cards from pack 3 and 10 cards from packs 1 and 2. And so we have like I think 5 or 6 cards in here that I'm quite happy with. So that's great. We're on pace. Yeah. Wow, that's a
Sandgrite Surge, eh? Yeah, that might be playable.
Yeah, it could be. Hey, Skeleton.
I would have given somebody the Skeleton over the Forest. I'd pick Forest.
Not taking the Goblet. There's no way that card would make my deck.
Yeah, we don't need to.
Like
we're not thirsty enough for art. There's no metalwork in this set, so
you know. There's some Esper stuff that cares about artifacts, but I'm not Esper. So
well, not yet. Anyways, we might be Jund splashing blue-white.
Who knows? Well, again, I need to focus on fixing in this pack here. So again, there's not a ton, but there is some good fixing that does exist. It's just that it's not a lot.
Well, we already passed the Tri-Lands, haven't we?
Yes.
They're dead and gone.
We lost our best piece of fixing we could possibly have gotten. We also didn't get any of the pingers from pack 1 that I wanted to get, either the Blood Cultist or the what's the name of it? I forget the name of the other one. The pinger, the stinger. Ooh.
Vithian Stinger. Yeah, the unearthed guy. Whereas this is just a dragon.
So, like, twice the number of goblins it devoured.
That's air elemental. Who cares?
I was gonna say, here's the trick. Ignore all of that text that isn't flying, you know?
Like, Devour might be real, but
these are a couple of the other cards I kind of want around because I do want 2-drops, and these are good 2-drops.
What those Nicaddles are good. What else is in here?
Not Find Mystic is really good for the Naya player because that's really good ramp. Rocks.
Kaleidostone.
I'm a big fan of Rock's Meditant because this is a 2/4 draw card.
Yeah, that's a good that's a no mission inventor or no mission engineer.
Yeah.
Dramatic Visions.
This is the fixing I'm talking about when I said there's kind of bad fixing around. So Fiery Fall is the one we want out of these.
Yeah, because it's like removal. The other ones we have is like Absorb Beast, which is terrible,
And
but
Sylvan
something.
gain 8 life. Ooh. Yeah, Sylvan
Fiery Fall
Bounty.
can actually kill something though.
Okay, so in here we have a number of cards I'm actually interested in. So we have Grixis Slave Driver, which is like make a bunch of tokens on death. Make one token and then make another token on death. Dark Temper, which is a removal spell, sometimes a full kill spell. Exploding Borders is sort of fixing. And Ramp. Wretched Banquet is... I actually like this card, but that's just me, I think.
It's cheap enough for that kind of effect to be fine.
I played it in Constructed, I guess, is like because I just wanted a 1-mana kill spell, and it's like, well, whatever. I'll wrath away, sweep away all the little things, and then just kill that.
I think I like Dark Temper the best, but the Slave Driver is also very powerful.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to pick removal. This guy is very powerful though.
I'm gonna go with the power guy here because I want a couple more. I only have 5 creatures right now, and I'd like a couple more going in.
How much is his unearth cost?
Unearth cost is 4.
So we have that 9-mana play where we unearth him, attack, and then Voracious Dragon.
Wow, this pack is just dead, right? Like, this pack is hella garbage for us.
Do we hate something, or do we pick, like, Hellkite Hatchling?
Yeah, like, Hellkite Hatchling is the only thing that's possibly playable in here, and, like, you have to devour for it to even be playable.
So we have to find something that wants to die.
I think I'm gonna stick with trying to cut my colors enough that, like, if they stay cut.
Yeah, the other choice here would be to like hate Guildspire Avenger, but that's not we have removal spells. That thing dies to removal. It's fine.
I was hoping to find either again these bears, the Videlkin Outlander. The protection bears are very powerful
because everything is colored. So like protect fear type things and Dark Banishment become worse. Protection becomes better.
Esper is the only color that exists. Like.
There's Chukatong Salad, or is Sludge Strider...
Our Sludge Strider needs you to be heavily committed to artifacts for you to even want it, so it's not a good splash.
Unsummon Videlkin Outlander, if you wanted to start switching gears. If you didn't, there's basically just Chukatong Salad.
Right. Oh, God, we are getting heavily cut, and I'm not sure how to even switch gears. Like, I feel trying to switch straight to Esper is going to get us just killed.
They just get us ruined.
I guess I'll pick up the Thallid because I do have a couple things that want the Devour, but man, I'm not happy about this at all.
Pack 3 will save us. We have to believe. Any game in which we can resolve our ultimatum is one we should win, right?
Should.
So we can just support ourselves outside of that.
Molten Frame...
Yeah, that's that card I was talking about. That's a bit of a sideboard card, though. Here's the worst fixing imaginable.
Mana Silex.
Mana Silex.
That card is heavy trash. Like, incredible trash.
I think if we were going to pick Molten Frame, we would pick Filigree Fracture instead.
Yeah. Which I think I'm probably going to pick.
Yeah, that's a fine card.
It's a sideboard card, but it's a much more powerful than Naturalize.
I guess Wild Leotau is not good. Or it's not the worst, but I don't want it. It's not cheap. It's not good enough beef for its cost.
Ooh, Rupture Spire, actually.
Ooh, Rupture. Yeah, there's better fixing.
Yeah, give me the Rupture Spire.
Rupture Spire. We have the Dickland. I think this is the card that inspired whoever painted Armada Worm. Or is that what that card is called?
That's Armada Worm. That's the one you're thinking of.
Armada Worm.
So we do see a lot of these like cards with cycling that are really
crappy.
Yeah.
But
good Naya card.
Golden Frame kills something. Constructing Tendrils has never killed anything.
No, it hasn't.
It might have screwed up a single combat into thousands of times. These cards.
It probably drew a card 99% of the time.
That's more likely. Whereas Molten Frame has probably killed something at least as often as it's been cycled.
Give me an on-color Outlander.
Hey!
That's something I'm looking for, is like playable Outlander.
I would also be okay with Toxic Iguanar, but the Outlander's better.
Yeah, we have a lot of green, so it's not like... So the thing with the Outlanders is that multicolor 2-drops are important for the blades that we're going to be picking up in Pack 3.
Yeah, heck, we have Juntak Blade, and we have...
Yeah, it's sorted
I think we can play the Naya Blade.
We can play a lot of them. We can basically play anything that isn't the Esper Blade.
Can't play Esper Blade.
We can't play Bant Blade either.
It's funny because isn't Esper Blade the best one in Limited?
Well, I'm just going to answer them all by playing Volcanic freaking Fallout.
Volcanic Fallout.
I'm happy about having a sweeper like that.
I am also... What card in here is the most powerful card in Pauper? Although not anymore. This card got weaker in Pauper because a certain card got banned.
What, are you talking about questionable fire, or are you talking about something else?
I'm talking about Scattershot Archer.
Okay. I thought you were talking about questionable fire, and I was going to call that a very questionable choice.
I think that's isn't that an uncommon, or is that a common?
That's a common.
Okay, well, no, Scattershot Archer was like tech in Pauper.
Not what I want, but I'm fine having it.
A lot of the times, that's similar to the Cattle Outlander.
Yoke of the Damned. But yeah, so this is like the domain stuff. We have 5-color.
Yeah, we could pick Kaleidostone here if we wanted to get nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So,
if we had picked up the Jund Dragonheart or whatever,
So-
the guy who becomes huge.
Jund in Pack 3 is actually I like being in Jund going into Pack 3. Sweet, we can pick up some more fixing. Because Jund in Pack 3 has a lot of power cards. We've got Bloodbraid at uncommon. We have Bloodbraid and Bituminous Blast, both of which are busters, and we have Terminate at common.
Man, look at that Frontline Sage.
Oh, this is good.
Sage is great.
All right, but yeah, I'm happy having more fixing for us.
Yeah, we get 2 Kaleidostone because we have footbridge into this.
That looks very familiar.
It's almost as if there's some kind of common run.
Yeah, weird. All right. So there's a number of cards in here that I'm not really happy having in the deck. Things like this Hellkite. This is a sideboard card. I don't like Tukatong Thalid, like that sort of thing. But I did get what I wanted, which was a decent amount of.
We have Rupture Spire and Obelisk and Sylvan Bounty.
Now
No Fiery Falls, but
yeah.
you know.
So
Yeah, the red card had white butt breathing. Is what that guy was.
yes.
Graniosaurus. Graniosaurus.
Craniosaurus.
It's Cobblebrute with ability. For 5 mana.
Hey, look at Dauntless Escort, and so check out these cards. So Enlisted Worm is incredible, like absolutely nuts. Dauntless Escort is a card me and Mike were talking about yesterday. Love that guy. Also, there's cards for us. Don't worry. Oh,
it's just.
Right, we just
Enlisted Worm is just amazing.
Right, we're gonna have a fun time fighting that.
Yeah, it dies to terminate.
Like check this out. Okay, so like Crystallization is like the best pacifism in the world. Like there isn't an actual unplayable card in this pack.
We've proven that Brain Bite does work.
Is the trick here? Like there's cards that are not great. God Tracker of Jund, Grizzled Leotard is not that great. Yeah, but.
There's our creature that actually Igneous Pouncer, as far as that cycle of creatures goes, is not the worst. Sometimes he can, if you've cleared the way. Sometimes he can hit your.
This is the other fixing cycle, by the way. This is the cycling, but we want Terminate pretty hard.
We want Terminate. Terminate's good. Terminate's great.
Okay,
Great.
so we have Sangrite Backlash, good old removal, which I think is the pick here, because the other thing would be like Demon's Spine Whip.
Demon Spine. There's also Gorger Worm.
Yeah, Gorger
This
Worm.
5 on a 5/5.
Fine, but I'm a fan of there's the like let's get
Removal
ourselves
spell.
some more removal.
Yeah, I love removal.
Did they fix Sigil? No.
We discovered that.
There's a border post for off color.
Yep. For border post to play our other ultimatum.
Splashing Enlisted Ultimatum would probably have been fine too if I didn't basically if it was anything that other than Terminate, like if it was Sangrite Backlash rather than Terminate, I would have just I would have just picked
the
it.
worm.
Yeah.
Like we have Rupture Spire in the deck.
Yeah. And like Sylvan Bounty for a Plains. And like I could pick up a border post or something like that. But yeah, Sangrite Backlash, I'm fine having more of this sort of removal. This is actually going to be a bit tough because like there's a lot of creatures that are outside of that range. But
that's why we have Terminate and Executioner's capsules. We have hard removal to go with our soft removal. Oh no, it's Giant Ambush Beetle.
Giant Ambush Beetle. Oh, Giant Ambush Beetle. I like Giant Ambush Beetle. It's silly. It's a removal spell on. Basically the
There's
cards in
also
here
Vengeful Rebirth has too much text, so I should probably not be reading it.
No, it's regrowth. Deal X damage where X is the mana cost of the card you regrowth. Exile this card. So like if I pick up Violent Ultimatum, I get to deal 7 damage to something, and then that's it. That's how it goes.
That's pretty sweet. I think the Beetle is better.
I can pick up the Beetle. I can pick up the Sojourners as well, which is
Gen Sojourners is just fine.
Yeah, ping.
It's Flare, I believe that spell is called.
I could also pick up like Igneous Pouncer. I'm gonna pick up the Beetle. Beetle's silly.
Beetle.
Giant Ambush Beetle. I want to find again. It's continuous multicolored cards, and it's continuous, very powerful multicolored cards. Hello. So
my packs load in like 20 seconds after you're done. Hey, Putrid Leech.
Yeah.
I like Sanity Knowledge quite a bit.
It's
just me.
It's good. It's fine, especially like if we have like again like something we actually maybe want to devour. But Putrid Leech is a 2-mana 4/4.
Yeah, 2 mana 4/4. Valley Ranet would also be acceptable, but
yes, that's the trick here. Check out all the cards we could possibly pick in this pack. There's Sanity Knowledge, Valley Ranet, and Igneous Pouncer. I would be fine with all of them.
Yeah.
Like it's very silly. I'm. It's kind of stunning how this set is that powerful. The Stormblade is one of the ones.
Look at Winged Coatl. How that thing would be an uncommon in the other. I think that is an uncommon when they reprinted it in one of the plane shift sets. That thing's an ambush.
Factually, no cards in our card combination. That's stunning.
That can't happen.
That's,
okay, what's the most powerful thing we should steal out of this?
That's quite stunning. I could grab the Border Post. I could grab Ardent Please, not that great. It's
looking. Arsenal Thresher. Aether's Foreign
Shield Mage.
Is there any white we want to splash?
All right, here we go. That was just
Enlisted Worm comes back.
Whatever. Yeah, Enlisted Worm.
Hey, Jund Hackblade. Hey.
And there's Jund Hackblade, Monstrous Carabid. So the other like.
That's a modern playable card. That Monstrous Carabid.
And then a 4-mana 4/4.
Yeah, this Rocksbrood. He's just fine.
Is the Hackblade fine? We have Putrid Leech, Nacatl Outrider. Like, do I just want... Like, is Rock's Brute better? Or, like, do I... I mean, I am going to get more multicolored cards. Like, Jund Hackblade, there's going to be another, like... I mean, I'm going to pick another 8 multicolored cards. 6 of which will probably be in our colors. So, yeah, I'll try the Jund Hackblade. Maybe one of these bigger creatures would be better, but... Ooh, hi. Oh. This was a very powerful card back in the day.
I will agree. Yeah, Deadshot, Identity Crisis.
That was like a fake cruel ultimatum. Was how it was played. Also, check out this owl.
Talon Trooper.
Yeah. We also have Singed Mind Ogre, which sometimes is a laugh and sometimes is a 3/2 for 4 with no text. But Deadshot Minotaur cycles for 1, so it's a cycle like this.
And it's removal and like you're paying 5 mana for a 3/4, which is not even bad.
Right, like it's a Necrotol of sorts to kill off owls.
Yeah, FTK.
Yeah, so I'm picking up that because it also cycles, which is nice.
That's another modern playable card.
Check out the Breath of Malfegor, one of the not so limited playable cards in this set. I said there were
Lava Axe?
I said there were a couple, and there are definitely a couple not so playable cards. Like if you check out things like this, Soul Manipulation Rules. This card is unreal. Pale Recluse is fine as far as the cycling goes.
I think if you're going to hate something, it would be Soul Manipulation.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if I want to play either of these cards.
Yeah, it would possibly be the Recluse, just to have the ability to play and cycle, in case that came up somehow.
I don't like God Tracker because I don't think this triggers off of any creature in our deck. And it's a Grey Ogre, and Grey Ogre is not actually good enough in this format.
Architects of Will is funky. We can cycle it, I guess.
That's basically it. I mean, I can't play anything else in this pack, and I don't want the God Tracker. It's one of the cards. Like, God Tracker isn't a Jund card. This is definitely a Naya card, which is funny because it's the God Tracker of Jund, but, like, get out of here. Like, don't lie to me. Demon Spine Whip. I don't know how fine Demon Spine Whip would be. Just pick up Violent Outburst, but I don't know if I'm creature-based enough for that. It would just be like to cascade into a 2-drop, which is still fine.
That's fine, yeah, but Demon Spine Whip is something to do with your mana. It turns like your crappy little guys into threats.
More Esper cards.
Alright, nobody's drafting Esper.
Things like, yeah, well, I mean, we knew that.
Grixis Sojourners could be like a tech card, but the Glass Dust Cult is also like a powerful card.
So, anyway. So,
there's
definitely a world where I pick that Sharding Sphinx first and have a very powerful Esper deck, because clearly nobody in the table, like one person at the table at most was in Esper.
Hindsight proves that would have been better, but I think we have a fine deck with the cards we have.
I don't even know if we needed hindsight to know that was better, because like I feel pretty confident that would have been the right pick at the time, even. But
how can you say no to an ultimatum?
That's kind of it. Like I wanted to be able to play this mostly because I was chasing. We were talking about chasing Cruel in the first place.
Yeah.
And this is my personal favorite ultimatum. Like this is the one that when it came out I thought was going to be the cool one. Like yeah, Cruel has all the
Cruel has like the moods, but this has just the simplicity to it. This could easily be like it's slightly too wordy to have like a single text line version of the card. Like I think it just barely spills over.
I kind of wish I didn't have to include Sangrate Surge.
Well,
yeah.
We are at 3.
I know.
You could mainline Filigree
Fracture. Yeah, I know. That's the only real thing I could get rid of it. Also, Hellkite Hatchling is not a card I want in the main either.
Yeah, we don't really have a lot to go with it either.
Right. There's literally Tukatong Thallid is the only card I would actually want to cast at it. Which is fine. I'm very happy with about 19 of the cards here, which is like I'm quite happy with a lot of it, but the bottom of it is very low.
Yeah, we got some dregs. It's like a Hearthstone deck where you're happy with 25 of your cards, except 3 of them, and then really hate 2 of them.
Okay, so let's take a look at mana then, because we're not making any changes. Like I can hem and haw about wanting cards, but I don't have them. So
yeah, because we have like it would be like with a Cobble Brute over Sangrate Surge, or
it's 5 mana.
Yeah,
I ain't playing a
I'm aware.
I'm not playing a 5-mana Cobble Brood. Not when I can't activate that ability on it. That makes it unkillable.
We put the post-it over a land and then die.
Perfect. Okay, so this looks like green followed by
I think
red
gets the nose slightly.
Yeah, I was gonna say red gets the nose because double red on the 2 red cards, and then 6 of the 7 non. It's every multicolored card that isn't Putrid Leech needs red. So green, then red, then black. Which I think this means 6/5/5, to be honest.
6/5/5 with a Ruptured Spire and Obelisk.
Excuse me?
They're reading a different deck than we are.
Right, let me count mana symbols. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Why is black getting the nod here? Like, how is... So, like, we've talked about the algorithm not making sense, and people have posed, oh, it's just a simple algorithm of, like, add together the mana symbols and divide. Like, this is clear evidence that it's not. Because if it was add together the mana symbols and divide, there's no way Swamp gets the nod. Like, at all.
I don't know, man. I think it just guesses.
It's... You know, the ballpark it. It's fine.
Do you know what our lands would be?
Even if hybrids weren't counted, like, red would get the nod.
Here's a question. Would you rather have land than Hellkite Hatchling?
Like another mountain?
Yeah. I don't think we're 18 land deck, though.
This card's bad, though.
It's not great. Because if it was like Devour 2, yes. But it's Devour 1. It's a body that can attack and deal damage, I guess. It has power. At all.
Yeah, because I'm
That's
playing...
something Mountain doesn't have.
I'm playing 17 lands plus Obelisk plus Sylvan Bounty, so it's 19, like, mana source cards. If I up the Hellkite Hatchling out, it would just be flat 20/20.
Yeah, let's keep it in. Well, like, there's enchantment removal in this set, right?
Yeah, it's Finger Refractor.
I meant, like, pacifism type removals. Somebody will, like,
pacify our crystallization exists. It was one of the cards I pointed out in that last pack.
Like, they'll crystallize our Putrid Leech, and then we'll eat it.
Yeah, okay.
Everybody's making the exact same point I was making. Hellkite Hatchling can attack and damage your opponent, which is more than you can say about Mountain.
It is also the best Sangrite Surge target. Sadly, those are the 2 cards I don't want in the deck, but, you know.
So our worst cards synergize together.
Perfect.
Watch, like, we'll be casting Sangrite Surge on the Cattle Outrider, and that thing will just be unblockable.
Take 10. Take 12.
Take 10. Take 12. Take damage.
Yeah. Or like on Voracious Dragon.
Voracious Dragon's the reasonable one there.
So
we have a Volcanic Fallout in this deck. How can we lose?
Opponent's playing 3 toughness minions.
Oh.
Or creatures.
Oh.
Minions or creatures. One of the 2.
Minion and or a creature. Yeah, if Koth was here, Mountain would have their day. But sadly, that's not the case. Show me that naturalized art. Is that an ape getting fucked up by vines?
It's not an ape. It's like a statue.
It looks like an ape.
Well,
sorta.
Well, even if it's an ape, it would be a statue of one. This is definitely not like a living thing.
Oh, okay. Like the small version of the art, like the head part at the top looked like an ape's raised fist, and like the round part in the middle looked like its head, and like it was sitting on a branch. And it just looks like an ape getting attacked by vines. Is Grizzled Leotau better than Hellcat Hatch on your Sangreich search?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at now.
Ah, man. In the race to the bottom, we have 4 mana 2/2 versus 6 mana 3/4. That doesn't change our colors any because it has a red activation.
Yeah.
And green was already in the lead. No.
And red's more important for having triple for the ultimatum.
Also, you know what our lands would be if we did not have Rupture Spire and Obelisk of Jund?
The mana base that I played at the PTQ I won.
No, we'd be playing
Just 6/6/6.
6/6.
Yeah,
I'm listening to doom metal about Satan right now. I'm not even joking. The song I'm listening to is called the Great God Pan. Just Satan.
Good time. Good timing.
Love Satan.
Yeah, the limited deck I played to win like a PTQ. It was like a Naya deck that was 18 lands, 2 obelisks of Naya, and like another, like 2 other mana sources. Like it was just like, and every card in the deck was just like hyper powerful. It was just like I have I have 22 mana sources.
3 guys did you make?
It's 4. I had 2 in the deck. Because I had 2 of those and 2 Naya Charm. By the way, Naya Charm is way too good. We've seen it. We've seen all the charms, I believe, at this point. But Naya Charm has half of Cryptic Command, which makes it incredible. Look, let me tell you.
3 mana Cryptic Command is pretty good, as far as I care. President Arc revealing the secret fact that there is an ape in every single Magic the Gathering card somewhere.
I don't know if that's true. I'm convinced there's one card that they secretly did not include. Yeah, the freaking Bull Ceradon.
Bull Ceradon.
I wish I had the goddamn brick house in this deck. I would have been like, if that was in my opening pack, I would have just ignored the ultimatum and been like, all right, Bull Ceradon, let's go. Like, we saw Ceradon Yearling, which is like the tiny Ceradon, and that thing's nowhere near as good as Bull Ceradon.
Did you really pick Bull Ceradon over an ultimatum?
It's possible.
Would you pick it over Filigree, Sphinx, and Ultimatum?
Probably not. I would have picked the honestly, the Sphinx was the like more.
Sphinx was the correct pick, but who gives a shit? Like, we got Final Ultimatum in our deck. Our deck has good cards. It has Undead Leotau in it. That doesn't matter.
Well, like, we have 2 really, like, we have maybe 3 cards I'm not a super fan of. Like, we don't have enough evasion for me to love Demon Spine Whip.
I think we have enough. Demon Spine Whip also works on little guys, though. Like, it turns Court Archers into a real attacker. It turns Chukatung Thallid into a real attacker.
Yeah.
Like,
it turns any. Heck, it makes like the unearths a lot more powerful too. All right, so moving along, we are fighting the auto build.
Hey, I would like to play first. And now we get to talk about Bull Ceradon for 10 minutes.
I'm also keeping it, because this is an actually good hand.
We'll probably end up talking about the pre-release.
But yeah, anyway, our opponent's on the auto build. Sorry, Quaid.
Sorry, Quaid. Are you Randy Quaid? I am not sorry for you if you're Randy Quaid.
Quaid 9, born in the year 1909.
Have we tested Chukatung Thallid? Does Chukatung Thallid work the same way as Jotty Lifestrider?
It's amazing. It's amazing. Take my word for it. It's amazing. No, I can't cut that. It's amazing. But yeah, so our opponent is the auto build, which means they could come back to the auto build. Shards is one of the sets where maybe it's possible your deck is playable on the auto build.
I drafted that one Conspiracy. Yeah.
It's amazing.
We have Algae Gariel on our deck. I forgot about that. I love that guy.
Yeah.
As far as 4 mana 1/1s go, it's pretty good.
Format 1, like, Algae Gariel was not the first of this ability, but the one that I remember earliest. Like, there are other creatures with this whenever another creature dies, but the Shroud on this makes this like, very, very powerful game-ending threat. Because like, okay, as a 1/1 it sucks. As a 3/3, like, okay, it's fighting fine for cost. And then all of a sudden, like sometimes board trades happen, and all of a sudden this is an 8/8, and it's the Abyss, and it's the Abyss that keeps growing, and it can't be killed.
The other one was there's one with flying.
It's a cycle.
Also pretty good.
It's a cycle in the set. So there's 2 different types of cycles in this set. 3 different. There's cycling, which is number 1. But then there's cycles that are full. Like this is in every color, every 2-color pair. But then there's cycles across 3 colors within different shards. So Executioner's Capsule is a variant of this. We have Executioners, Dispellers, and Couriers, which are 3 artifacts that have a sack ability to do a thing within the color. LG Gariel is a cycle along with a black flyer and a red first striker.
Which they're also both good cards, but they die to removal, which LG Gariel does not.
Right. That's the trick. Like, you know, the first striker is also the Abyss, but you can kill it.
Yeah, and the flying one is not the Abyss, but a clock.
Yeah, it's a clock you win the game off of. This is just LG Ariel gets out of control very quickly, especially so if I had a little more things like Sprouting Thrynax. Like Sprouting Thrynax with it is really good, that sort of thing. But yeah, I guess I can talk about pre-release, seeing as there's nothing else going on in this game. This is...
Yeah, we got time.
Yeah, played in a pre-release today. My pre-release promo was the 10 mana Eldrazi. That's an overrun for green 6 on a merge. But my
the one that they made it harkens back to Craterhoof Elemental. Yes.
But I wasn't able to play it because my green was like prey upon 2 other green creatures that were fine, and then like the most generic subpar green cards imaginable, and there were only 8 of them total. So like I was like, okay, my green is untouchable, like we can't do this. What ended up happening is I opened a Thalia and an Always Watching, and my white was incredibly deep, so I knew white was my main color no matter what. Always Watching like wins like a ton of games of limited when it comes down, and Thalia is a 3-hour first striker with an ability that says if you're ahead, your opponent can't play blockers. Like, yeah, that's really all it does. It says your opponent can't play blockers, and your opponent can't play one of the 1,000 flash creatures in this format to screw with you in combat.
Lots of flash creatures in this set. Lots of stuff with flash.
Counted, there's 28 instants and 11 flash creatures in this set.
11 flash? That seems awfully high.
Like, me and...
Usually you get, like, 4.
There's a lot. Well,
and this is a small set.
Yeah, this is a small set. Anyway, so I looked at my colors. Red was kind of trash. It had okay removal and some aggressive cards, but it wasn't deep enough for me to want to go into it. A lot of it was like vampire synergy I didn't have. So I kind of wrote off red and looked at black and blue. I really wanted to do white-green, but wasn't able to. The blue was effectively a Pestermite that taps a thing instead of taps and untaps. We're likely getting a bye here. Like, this is... Our opponent's on the auto build. If they come back, like, I want to say likely win game 1, but I think I'm, like, 1-3 or something like that. We're, like, 2-5 on this. Or like, it always feels like when my opponent comes back from the auto build, it's a high chance that they just crush me.
Yeah. Although our opponent has 6 minutes to come back now, I think.
No, they've passed 5 minutes. They have 3.5 at the moment.
Yeah, I remember it being like 8 minutes or something.
9 total, and it starts at 25. So the other thing, so my blue was, there's a Pestermite in the set. It doesn't untap, it's just tap. But it's a Pestermite that says whenever it or another spirit comes into play, tap target creature. Or tap target, I think it's either creature or permanent. Might be permanent. Doesn't matter. All I wanted to do with it was tap creatures.
Like you exile your 3/2s from your grave, make a 1/1, tap your guy, attack, that sort of thing.
Actually, more importantly, I had the Wind Drake that says 2, bounce a spirit you control.
Oh.
And another spirit that's a 1-mana 1/1 flyer that says when it comes into play, tap target creature.
Oh, Topplegeist?
Yeah, Topplegeist, which also...
Topplegeist is very good.
We'll go 1-mana 1/1s. The problem was, that blue card was one of 5 playable blue cards, like, that I considered playable. If I stretched the definition of playable, I got to 7. And that doesn't make a deck. Like, it was bad. Oh, yeah, go ahead and watch Pokken. That's Evo's going on. You know,
who cares about Catherine, but Pokken I can be okay about.
But, anyway, my black, though, was Deadweight, Boon of Emrakul, Murderous Compulsion, and decent creatures. Like, about 10 cards deep.
If Stephen Colbert will make any pull fine.
Yeah, like, I had Olivia's Dragoon. It was very aggressive, the deck, because of Always Watching. Two copies of the 3/2 that taps a creature on attack. Like, a lot of tempo-based plays where it's just tap your blockers a tap your blockers a tap.
How did that form on a 3/2 play? Because I've played with that guy before as a Grey Ogre, and he's great.
Every single time I played him, he either ate a piece of premium removal or flat won the game.
That's the impression I got at that card, because
like, my opponent in the final round where we just played for fun after we drew, my opponent had to spend their pacifism on it twice and had to spend their rabid bite on it once. And because if they let it stand, they were going to lose flat.
Because it itself attacks for 3.
Well, at that point, it attacked for 4 and had vigilance, but
yeah. It reminds me of very similar to Goblin Heel Cutter.
Yeah, it kind of is like Heel Cutter. It doesn't have the haste from Heel Cutter, but
not everything can beat Goblin Heel Cutter. I mean,
it was really nice in the sense of, like, there was one point where I had it and like another 3/2, and I swing in and I just get to tap their shitty piker. Like, I tap their shitty piker, which means if they go ahead and go to make a trade, they have to they had to block with their, like, Windrake.
Yeah.
I also was playing what other cards were kind of a surprise to me on how good they were. That one wasn't a surprise as much as, like, I thought it was going to be good, but it was better than I expected. So maybe it was sort of a surprise. I already knew that. Like, heck, I chose to main deck 2 of them.
Main deck 2 of what?
The 3/2 tappers.
Oh right, yeah, the tapper guy.
Oh, the card that was probably the best in my deck is this 3-mana 3/2 that when it comes into play, pick up an aura or a piece of equipment, but you don't do that.
Yeah, but pacifism, basically.
Deadweight.
Oh, Deadweight. Oh, right, you're in black.
I had Deadweight and the +3/-3 aura. The Boon of Emrakul or whatever. So it's just like, I'm gonna play Deadweight on 2 or whatever, and then on 3 I'm gonna pick up my Deadweight and
just murder your guy. Shock is free.
Yeah. It was really nice. But yeah, what else? Yeah, and we win the match. Okay.
Hey, now we get to talk even more, because...
Yep, and somebody already 2-0'd. Shit. So...
Millstone Matt's still in it, though. Still game 1.
Come on, Millstone Matt. Well, that's kind of nice, I suppose, because that means I get back half my entry no matter what.
For a second, I thought that said Mystery Luigi, and I was about to be very happy, but...
No, I'm not going to pull up the Diablo 3s. I'm just going to yak about the new set. We've already been yakking about the new set anyway. We just get to do it more...
Before we were doing the stream, I was like, hey, let's talk about Magic Gathering. I was like, oh, Magic Gathering. I was like, oh. It's like, oh, how'd you play? We're basically doing what we're doing right now. And we're also talking about how the development cycle for this set was lazy.
Well, like, so let me actually find the quoting. So we were talking about the development cycle for this set, and I need to find the most recent Mark Rosewater article and just pull out a quote. That's all. But because we were talking about it, and one of the things you were bringing up, I guess you go ahead and say it in your own words. I don't want to put words in your mouth on what your thoughts on the set are.
Well, my own main thoughts of the set are lack of cohesion. Like, it feels like stuff. It's like, what do we got? Well, gotta have Eldrazi. So we'll put some Eldrazi cards in there, and cards that could not be Eldrazi, but they're Eldrazi because we wanted to have Eldrazi. Which ruined werewolves, further said. And then you have, like, some graveyard themes. Like, you have some Delirium cards, which aren't really supported in the set itself. You have to get support from your other 2 packs for it.
Well, you don't get 2. You get 2 packs of this set and 1 of the other.
Oh, that's just awful then. That's the worst. I had it backwards. This is even worse.
They do double small set these days.
This is going to be the worst draft format in years.
No, it's not. Come on, like the Battle for Zendikar was.
I want to say Battle for Zendikar was going to be a better draft format than Shadows.
Hell no.
Heard it from me.
Like Battle for Zendikar was absolute trash. Like I don't care if this was like Fate if this is like Fate Reforged to cons. Like even that's better than that. Like anyway, I found the quote I'm looking for. Looking at so they talked about Innistrad. They talked about like a couple of years ago they wanted to do like a return to Innistrad, and this was already something they kind of had planned.
Mm-hmm.
How does blinking a transform creature work? It comes in on the front side.
Mm-hmm.
That's that interaction definitely existed because it was called
Restoration.
It was called Resto Angel, your Huntmaster of the Fells. This happened all the time. Always comes in the front side. If you blink your merged creature, you treat it as you blinked both of them. They come in on the front side, and they're likely going to merge again. But anyway, let me find. I lost. Okay, so the idea in the whole first place was. Okay, fast forward a year or two. I guess I might actually want to start a little higher up here. R&D did an offsite where any person who was interested could talk for 5 minutes and talk about whatever topic they wanted. Adam Lee worked on the creative team at the time, works on D&D now, and he wanted to use his 5 minutes to talk about a new idea for a take on Innistrad. Adam's idea wasn't focused on story, but rather how to make a cool world. What if we could take our gothic horror world and push it in a new direction? What if we embraced a different kind of horror? Adam's idea was embrace cosmic horror. What if some outside force was causing all the denizens of Innistrad to go mad and slowly started mutating them? He knew it would work best if the outside force was a known quantity, and the most obvious candidate was Emrakul. Adam's presentation was well received, and everyone agreed that someday we should do that. This was years ago, before they decided to before they decided to change the block structure, before they decided to go here. So fast forward a year or two. We decided we'd go back to Zendikar, and there was going to be a war between the Eldrazi and Zendikari. We had 3 sets to play with and 3 Titans. So the theme of how to flavor each set seemed clear. We'd start with a Nulmog set, we'd have a Kozilek set, and then we'd end with a set with the biggest, baddest Titan of them all, Emrakul. And then, mid-design, we changed from a 3-block model to a 2-block model. That's sort of why we have this weird thing where, like, we're in Innistrad, but it's also a continuation of Zendikar. Basically, we have these sort of things that feel like pushed in a way. It's nowhere near as much as how Battle and Oath are mismatched. Like those sets are incredibly mismatched. Yeah. Whereas like Eldritch Moon feels like a continuation of Shadows. Like it does at least feel like we're in the same world. Whereas Battle and Oath didn't. Those were two.
Yeah, Battle and Oath felt like 2 different sets. At least we had some linkage. Like there were Madness cards, there were Discount Outlets, there were stuff like that, but
right, we still have Madness and we still have Delirium right now.
But really one that just strikes me is Entwine. Like there's no reason for that mechanic to be in these cards.
I think that's a sort of thing they do commonly. Like this isn't restricted to just Eldritch Moon as a problem, I guess. Like let's take a look at the last Theros set, for instance. In the last Theros set, we have... excuse me?
Well, I think the set mechanics for that...
Why do I have my cards here? Anyway, I shouldn't have gotten those cards yet. Anyway, I want to go to set... Because I want to pull up a mechanic from Journey into freaking Nyx. Strive.
Yeah, Strive was... Strife sort of made sense because you look, 'cause Strife was a continuation of Heroic, but it's
Right.
basically Kicker. But at least it made sense
Right.
because you were able to target multiple guys.
It's a very generic ability, and it makes more sense. But this is something like, and I guess it is a lot better than how in this set, like, where was choice a thing? Because the thing is, we actually had a set where choice was a mechanic or supposed to be a built-in thing in the set. And that's in Fate Reforged. That was actually supposed to be. I don't think it showed up on enough cards to be like a real.
Yeah, but dragons or cons, basically.
Right.
The outposts had it.
Yeah, and Crux of Fate. Like, choice was supposed to be a sub theme of the set. I don't think it came through very well, but it was supposed to be, because really, I think it's just the common cycle of like creatures that you always pick one mode on because the other mode is not ever what you want.
You basically did that with the sieges too, though. There were occasionally you would pick like the other thing, but basically Citadel Siege only ever.
Yeah.
And like Outpost Siege definitely only ever did one thing.
Escalate is in the set because they felt like they needed to put a kicker variant in. Yeah, because they didn't put kicker in. That's why it's in there.
But like, okay, here's me. I'm just a guy. I'm an armchair magic designer. I'm gonna come up right now in 2 seconds a idea that would have been better than Escalate. You have cards where they are all choose ones, and then you have 2 effects, and then like one of them is like a good type of thing and a bad type of thing. And the theme of the cards is you're choosing to either fight the madness or embrace the madness. How about that?
I don't think that's a mechanic as much as more of a flavor.
Oh, shit. Well, it's still a better... You can put it's the kind of keyword where they make it like the italics keyword, where it's not actually a keyword. Like domain.
Yeah. I guess the thing is like, why isn't it just kicker is basically the easiest question of it, right? Like,
yeah,
it's kicker. Right, like
it's kicker. It's like in Twine Kicker, but
right.
Basically, the cards themselves feel out of place, and the fact that you're drafting this 2 moon 1 shadows is going to make setting up like Delirium super freaking hard.
It's not as hard as you. There are cards that let you set up Delirium in the set. Like there are. It's not like there aren't. It's just you don't get 2 Vessel of Nascency, okay? Like,
yeah, well, you don't want to play a lot of them. Like there's 2 mana 1/3 that self mills.
Oh, I was gonna say the Grizzly Salvage. Like there's it's mill 3 and then pick up a creature or land from your grave.
Is that CMC 3?
It's 1 in green, I think.
Okay, that's actually good then.
I think it's 1 in green, mill 3 off yourself, and then pick up a creature from your grave. Whereas Grizzly Salvage was look at 5, pick 1 of those, and then the other 4 go to yard, if my memory of the card is right. Which I'm sure, if I'm wrong, like
Kaz will tell us.
I was going to say, Kaz will immediately tell me that I've incorrectly come up with the text of the card.
Kaz, you're here. Do you like Grizzly Salvage or Drown in Filth more? I know you love both those cards, but I don't know which one you like more.
Am I like misspelling? I found Grizzly Bears.
Grizzly is with an S. Grisley.
Okay. Yeah, reveal the top 5 cards of your library, pick up a creature or land out of those 5, and then put the rest in your grave.
Oh, there's no E. I thought there was an E. We both misspelled it.
Cool. Then we're even. But yeah, so there are a number of things like I misread that one.
You don't remember what Drown in Filth is? Drown in Filth is black-green sorcery, choose target creature, mill 4. That creature gets -1/-1 for each land in your yard. You used to go nuts over that card. Because you were the only one playing it.
But yeah, I understand that, like, Escalate. I see Escalate as cycling. You know, it's just this mechanic that's here because they wanted to make, like, they wanted another like small mechanic like kicker to fill out the set.
You mean they had to have something to put in the box? They had to put something in the set.
Look, we have to make our runtime, okay? We need to make 80 minutes, and all we have is this footage of is Entwine, like over here, and we can't just sell it as Entwine.
Just imagine who was the lead design on Eldritch Moon. Let's find out. Is it Maru? I'll scream my head off. Having trouble finding this, actually.
Stam Stoddard is what I'm finding here. No,
Ken Nagel.
Ken Nagel.
Poor Ken Nagel, just leaning over the desk with like his hands just like on his head and like ripping his hair out, going, "Grr! I need something to put on these cards."
Oh, don't take this as me saying that all the Escalate cards are bad. This is not me saying any of the Escalate cards are bad. This is actually, like, honestly quite the opposite. Most of them are quite playable and good.
Yeah, most of them are fine. It's just they don't belong in the set.
It's the design aspect of, like, why is this not Entwine? Like, that's something whatever.
It's like Entwine doesn't really belong in any set. Like, like, if that's going to be one of your gimmicks, you kind of like establish that. Like, it's a weird mechanic to introduce in a second set of a 2-block set.
Maybe, I think, honestly,
that has nothing to do with the core mechanics of the set.
I think we're picking on the wrong thing, though.
Yeah.
If we're going to pick on something from Eldritch Moon, Entwine, picking on Escalate is like picking on cycling out of, like, a set and being like, why are you cycling here? It's like, whatever. But if we're wanting to pick on something, how about we pick on what Monstrous is doing in the set?
Yeah, I impressed Kaz earlier today because I told him that of our many arguments, our arguments are famous, where I'll say something outrageous and then you'll say that, no, that's not the case, you're exaggerating, and then we go at an impasse.
I would say, I think that's literally everything we do, but yes.
And we had that same argument, only I was saying how they ruined werewolves. And you're saying, no, blah, blah. And then you came around to agreeing with me, and that impressed Kaz.
Yeah, there was a point, like, I was staunchly not with you on that, and then, like, after we had talked about it a bunch, I looked at a number of these cards, and I just thought, like, what is this doing that couldn't have been done with, like, Monstrous 2? This creature gets 2+1/+1 counters and gains must be blocked if able. Like, that is the same text that it just gained, like, as a Tangled Claw Werewolf that I'm looking at here. Like, or, things like that. But even that, now that we talked about this more, I think it's wasted space that could have been used to go all in on their meld thing.
Yeah, that's really what I had problems. Like, when I talk about the problems with Escalate, the problem isn't Escalate. Escalate's a fine mechanic. It could exist in a set. The problem is that it's lack of cohesion. They had an idea, they didn't stick with it because they didn't believe in it, and they sort of, instead of either leaning in or completely leaning out of it, they sort of like sidled it. Like, they have committed, and
see, here's the thing.
Feel like a mess.
See, here's the thing, Mighty Dictron. That art could still have been used for merge cards.
Yeah, like the werewolf merges with a tree. It becomes a thing.
Right, like, it still could have been used in that way, and you still could have had your cool It That Rides as One, which that's the one that I hold as, like, cool.
Yeah.
But it's the biggest thing is just, so when you have this mechanic meld, and, like, whatever your ideas of meld one way or the other are, like, what you were saying of, if you're going to do this idea, they are never going to retouch meld, okay? Like, I don't see that.
Yeah, it's never coming back.
I don't see that happening. Like, I don't know if all in on meld is what I'm thinking, but more than 3 cards.
I want them to go all in on it. I want them to make, like, a stand and, like, do something new and creative.
The mechanic that exists with the least amount of, like, if we're talking about, like, least amount of cards ever on a mechanic, like, we go to Saviors of Kamigawa.
Yeah, sweep, which sweep sort of makes sense for them not to.
Right, sweep is on 5 cards and epic is on 5 cards. Or I think sweep might be on 4 cards,
I
actually.
think sweep's on 4. There's Plow Through Reiko, there's the 2-mana one, there's sweeping the Takanuma, and then there's the red one.
The barrel.
The barrel over,
It's a 4.
yeah, barrel over Sokuzan, I think it is. So there's 4 cards.
I don't know. Basically, anything. I don't. Just redoing Monstrous, I have this thing where I really dislike it when they use a mechanic without its name. Like, there was a card today that came up that it's like this vampire lady who deals 2 damage when she comes into play or attacks. You know?
Yeah, the FTK lady.
If you have no hand.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
Hellbent?
This is Hellbent.
It's Hellbent.
But we're not going to include the name. We're not going to include the mechanic. And I understand, like, why did they include 1 card of this mechanic? But it's very off-putting when all of a sudden, like, they include a landfall card in the set after landfall, and there's no it doesn't say landfall on it, which is more is the point. Yeah, poor Tyler's Tracker can't landfall. That's it. That's the one. And it's like, come on, dude. So I just wish that they had not done Monstrous without the name Monstrous, because out of the, I think, 6 werewolves that have this flip, I want to say it's 6, I might be wrong in that number, most of them could just have turned into a Monstrous card with basically no change to their power.
Yeah, with very little effort.
They don't need
some of them
to be a double-face
changed,
card.
The one that we looked at, the one that is actually Flowstone in red for some reason. Why does red get Flowstone nowadays, kids? It goes from like a 4/4 to like a 4/6.
Well, it's fire. It's Flowstone changes from Flowstone to fire breathing. So all of a sudden it becomes incredibly powerful. Because fire breathing on a trampler of that size, like, all of a sudden that's like 10, 11 trample damage coming your way.
Plus it's colorless fire breathing, so it's saying you can dump all your mana into it no matter what.
It's just kind of funky. I did like, what was it? There was an Escalate card I remember us talking about, and it being like Borrowed Hostility, the thing that's not Sure Strike.
Yeah, the card that's just worse than Sure Strike.
But it's not. And here's the trick.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to target the same guy.
Hey, what's this card called? Borrowed Hostility.
Well, it's target creature gets +3/+0, and target creature gets First Strike. You don't have to target the same guy.
True. So you can split it.
Like, every time I saw that card played, it was bolt you, win the combat, or win 2 combats because I split. Like,
there was another one that was a worse coordinated assault.
Yeah, the red one that's 3, but Madness is for 2.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see that one.
Worse, but
I didn't see that one at all.
Abandon Reason is what that's one called. That's a fine card, but Combat Trick's got to be crazy good in Theros. Like, what's it called?
Well,
Triton Tactics.
The thing was,
the game.
I was gonna say it was part of a cycle of cards that targeted 2 creatures for a single color. Like, I don't know. This has been the 30 minutes of us yapping about our thoughts on Eldritch Moon. Hope you've enjoyed.
There are good cards. There are bad cards. There's lazy design. We hate small sets.
But there's good design too. There's design in here I like.
There's good cards. There's good stuff. You know who I feel the worst for though? Is friend of the show, Logical to You, because he likes Nahiri.
Is Nahiri dead?
I don't know. Nahiri's probably dead, but if she wasn't dead, she's a character assassinated. It's like when we were watching JoJo's and old Joseph shows up on screen and Cass just goes, poor old Joseph.
We're almost here. Millstone knocking on.
Hey, our buy went through.
I don't think
Nahiri isn't dead. Okay.
Well, I don't think anything with Nahiri is resolved within the cards. If I read there's actually nothing about Nahiri's. Yeah.
Oh, so Soren is plot dead. Okay, it's in a rock.
Okay.
Soren's in a rock.
Soren's in a rock.
Eventually, he stopped thinking.
I had to rewatch that episode again, like a couple days ago, because I have to do that every once in a while to remind myself why I love
How's
battle
the
tendency.
stick? We forced Jund after getting a few early signs that Esper was open, and then a few late signs that Esper was completely wide open. We ignored that. We have some unplayables in the deck, but a lot of really good cards.
Yeah. So we're gonna be going into round 2 here after playing no games because our opponent was the auto build.
We fought the auto build, and then that's why we talked about
Yeah.
Eldritch Moon for 30 minutes.
Yep. Which that's how it works.
Man, it's hard to have planeswalkers die properly because they can just leave.
Yeah. Like they can literally just like I'm out later.
Like, how did Soren get trapped in a rock when he could have left? Was he not thinking clearly? Did his training not prepare him to be trapped in a rock?
Can he leave the rock?
Oh yeah, is the rock a magic rock that binds him to a rock?
Maybe it's like the Hell Vault 2.0. I don't
In
know.
In 1,000 years, someone is going to try to carve a statue out of that rock, and a handsome vampire is going to pop out. Oh, we lost the die roll. We're fighting Luigi.
Mr. Luigi. No, okay.
Um, it's fine. His hand seems.
I'm not super happy with this hand. Like Sangread Surge is a card, but like I do have Fallout active.
Yeah, so maybe we just do that. Yeah.
Kept rolling Chaos or Blank instead of Planeswalk. Yeah. Ooh, Pride Mage. Check out this incredibly powerful card.
Yeah, this just despair that, we can basic land cycle.
I was gonna say I'm gonna grab my black, thank you.
Hmm.
Okay, Naya. Are you gonna do it? So I get attack for 3.
Yeah, 10 for 3, and then they're going to play a 5/3.
Mm-hmm. 4.
Yeah, it's a 5/4. I always think it's a 5/3.
Or nothing. Well, it's basic land cycle. So this is gonna be funky because I'm not going to play this swamp.
Yeah, because we want to have Fallout held up.
Right? Like, is this? How obvious is this? Is this too obvious? Like,
This is a little obvious.
okay.
We might have a. Granted, if we just keep not doing anything, we can just play Voracious Dragon.
I might end step kill the Pride Mage if nothing else happens.
That's just Volcanic
Well,
Fallout.
I can't do it right now. I have to actually have to do it on their combat. I'm kind of hoping that they commit more, but there's nothing going on. All right. Our opponent's doing nothing and just gonna beat me down with this Chrysali Pride Mage. Fine.
Oh, so he got confused by the blood of a stone person. Okay.
Pump it, pump it, pump it. Okay, whatever.
But we take 6.
I guess we're taking 6. Oh, okay. Cycling Vanity around it? Sure.
Okay. Let's make a Dargon and see if our opponent has removal spell. I imagine next turn we are Sangread Surging it just to do something.
Sacrifice any number of creatures. Cool. Yep. That sure is a trigger.
Goblins! We didn't even see a
Nope.
goblin.
Alright, alright.
Okay. Well, I guess we're doing that again.
Yeah, I guess I know what next turn is.
We get to throw more goblins at our opponent.
Yeah.
0 is an amount of goblins.
Is my phone doing anything? Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Shit.
Okay, that's not what I thought it was.
Shit.
And this is bad, but I thought that was Broodmate Dragon.
Still bad. This actually might be worse than Broodmate. Like, do you know how quick that gets out of control?
It gets very quickly out of control, especially because they have Devour. What do Grandpa? We play Algae Gariel. That might keep him from devouring his own dragons.
Do I even try to attack?
Do you offer the trade, or do you just try to hold back his dragons with your dragon? Do we play the Ascetic?
Yeah, I'm playing the Ascetic, but... So if I put my opponent to 14, there's a chance I might be able to win if I can, like, just get through with Voracious Dragon. I'm gonna try this. This is bad. Their dragon is much better than mine, yeah.
Yeah, their dragon's better.
I'm aware that I can't race, but I'm going to try and use Sangreat Surge to...
Yeah, if our opponent, like, all-outs us or something...
Well, the thing is, if they all-out, they still get a dragon.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm taking 5. Anyway, that's the only attack I want to make. I just want to put my opponent to low enough that I can one-shot with the Sangreat Surge if I can find a way to do it.
Yeah, find an evasive or a trampling creature. Do we have any trample?
There's a dragon I didn't put in the deck that could trample.
Wow. The actual card for Sangreat Surge.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yikes. Okay.
That card's a problem.
And then they get to devour more if they want, and I can't cast that yet. Because I chose to play Topan Aesthetic instead.
Cripes. Can we live a turn?
That's what we have to do.
I mean, if we can live a turn, I think we can eke out a victory.
Can I live a turn? I don't know if I actually can, is the problem. Also, they have so many 1/1s. Like, because they're going to kill my Voracious Dragon here. I might not even get to live a turn. Yeah, okay, I'm not living a turn.
Okay, we're done.
They just have enough lethal for flying.
Hooray! Yeah, because they could have just attacked with Nikata War Pride and forced Voracious Dragon to not be able to block.
Well, like, this is 7 in the air. I can't do anything on that.
I meant even if they didn't have the crystallization.
Okay.
So, Volcanic Fallout has to do a very specific job. Which is kill dragons suddenly.
Yeah. Literally making that change. I think really the trick is I need to rush down my opponent. I need, like, the Putrid Leech sort of start. My opponent has a bunch of these 6-drops that are huge.
Yeah.
I just need to, like, not let the game get to that stage. So let's try that.
Yeah, I don't think... We only saw one thing for Filigree Fracture.
No, I'm not.
I said not that thirsty. Let's have a good hand. Something with a Leech and a Hackblade.
No, how about 5 lands? All 3 colors, but 5 lands.
That's not what we wanted. This hand is mostly fine. It's just kind of asking for it. Moldifor. Do it. Do it, Luigi. You were always destined to fail, Luigi.
Luigi wins by doing absolutely nothing but casting this incredibly powerful 6-drop.
I guess Giant Ambush Beetle is a way to kill that 6-drop.
Yeah.
You could be
Post?
defeated by a beetle that don't play Court Homunculus.
No, they're just gonna post. Yeah,
I'll post.
Firewall border post.
That's okay. Funny. Do we just get the Spire down now? Yeah.
Not the card I want to draw. That's a Sureblade online, because this is what the border posts are supposed to do.
Yeah, sure enough. Is it enough to get you to pop your capsule? Like, we play the capsule, but...
Well, I'm going to use this obelisk.
Yeah, I didn't mean to play the capsule, but, it seems like our opponent is the one who is, planning on running us down.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. Not Fine Mystic is super killable by Giant Ambush Beetle.
Yeah, we just
get a free kill. This
crush it.
is what I want.
We take 3 damage, then we can spin the capsule later. Stop drawing lands.
Can't do that, buddy. Those are the only cards in the deck.
Well, Ambush Beetle only has to hit 5 times. Right?
Yeah. At least I could kill this Mystic, because that would make for a turn 4 dragon.
Let's see if he attacks with the Sureblade or not. He should, because we have the capsule.
Right. And he might just have the, like, he might be able to play Casali Pride Mage and attack me for 4 and then make sure that I can't capsule, which is exactly what he did before I finished that sentence.
Crunch!
I didn't even get to finish my thought. And then Casali Pride Mage blows up the Executioner's capsule. Yep. Oh, yeah, and he has a wild Nickel.
And he has a wild Nicatl. Okay, our opponent's deck is good. We're gonna draw land.
Sweet. Okay, this is good. Pro blue means the Banshee Blade
Pro
can't
blue.
attack.
Okay. And wild Nicatl cannot yet attack through Giant Ambush Beetle.
Should I just attack with Giant Ambush Beetle? I mean, I think I should.
Get our damage in while we can.
Yeah. So it's funny, he's just playing this in Naya, but it is a blue card, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pro blue, pro blue. Mm-hmm. I don't know why that card is double pro blue, but it does.
Alright, what you got on 5? Greatclaw Gargantuan. Alright.
Okay.
So I'm taking 2.
That,
Can't stop, won't stop.
My premonition about the hand was correct. So now we can't block Greatclaw Gargantuan.
Well, I mean,
due to the fact that it has first strike.
Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you draw, running lands after you keeping a hand like that. Oh, all right. I don't get my Giant Ambush Beetle either.
There are worlds in which we can still win this game, but
technically,
they involve volcanic fallout. Think about trading.
Yeah. God, I don't want to because I want that ban. Like, no, I'm just gonna draw a removal spell for Greatclaw. That's how it has. That's how it has to go.
It's how it has to go.
Yeah, my opponent's deck is much more put to. Oh, Fifth Stinger. My opponent's deck is a much more put together version of a 3-color deck. This is kind of what you want to do. This is what I expect out of like a powerful deck in Shards. Is like just cards with good synergy with each other. Mine, again, because I just ignored signals. This is what I am. This is what I got.
we had a powerful first couple of picks though.
True, like and pack 3 went well, but pack 3 goes well for everybody in this set is the biggest trick.
Okay, that comes in, and
I have to block with Putrid Leech because I can't go to 1 or I lose.
We can't go to 1 or we lose.
So opponent can't cast that dragon because it's triple red, but they can cast some of the more powerful stuff they've got. Wild Leoto is fine for them. They just need a big body.
I just tamp down their green, and
how am I defining synergy here? Powerful cards in your area. They do have some synergy going on, like the Border Post plus Sureblade.
And the Wraith Claw work together. Crystallization works with the Vithian Stinger. Wild in the Cattle works in the Naya deck. Sureblade works with the Post.
Right. Like we killed Not Find Mystic, but Not Find Mystic with the ramp is powerful ramp into what they're doing. Like it's not synergy in the sense of my entire deck is made of werewolves, but it is synergy in the sense of
cogs fitting into gears.
Yeah. So anyway, this one's over though. I'm just gonna see this one up.
We drew 5 land and opened with 5 land. So
yeah, that's the end of that one. Which
that's Shards.
Shards. Welcome, Shards. I have to close that. Yeah, we're gonna close there. Shards.
When does Shards go away? Wednesday. We might, if you feel like doing another one at some point, we might squeeze another one in, trying to get a...
Not tonight, though.
Not tonight, no. But try to get like a happy ending on a block I know means a lot to you. But...
Yeah, yes, I was a bit disappointed that went the way it did, especially like because I know why it did. Like that one's a very obvious me choosing Violent Ultimatum over the Sharding Sphinx changes everything.
Yeah, but that pick is defendable. And like it's not as powerful a pick, but it's a reasonable pick.
But but here's the thing. As a person making the argument, I am literally never going to side with the person that decided to pick a 3-color card in a multicolor set, pick one, pack one, because they fucked up they fucked up their draft really hard trying to commit to 3 colors. It never actually is the correct pick, but it's the fun pick.
I think that's more important.
Right, that's the difference. Like, we get to play Violent Ultimatum, which we didn't even get to cast. We got to have sit in our hand because it's triple red, because the fixing is
We got to lose a game to playing a Topaz aesthetic. Although we would have lost that game, I think, eventually, but we might have been able to claw back, actually.
I think if I cast that Ultimatum in game 1 there, I cast it killing off, like, it kills off enough that it brings the game back into my favor, though he immediately does play Crystallization on my...
On my dragon.
Yeah. So I'm out like a real threat. Anyway, that's me yakking about what just happened. So this is I'm sure this one will be really fun for people watching on like the archive, where it's like, all right, we get to watch the deck building. All right,
we get to watch a full draft.
Build up, yeah, the full draft, and it's like the video is like an hour and like 40 minutes long or something like that, hour 30. And it's like, oh, this is gonna be a good one, you know, like hour 30. It probably went well, and it's like, oh nope, we got the auto win in round 1, and we got absolutely crushed in round 2, like no contest.
This is a curse of today, because I ruined 2 of Kaz's drafts earlier today in Hearthstone. So it's me.
I don't think it was you on this. I don't think
No, it is my aura, not me.
Okay, your aura. I see.
My destructive aura.
I'm gonna have to watch those.
I don't recommend it.
I'm still going to. Also, I keep having this thought, like, every time... So, this has happened to me now every time I'm playing Magic, when I'm doing, like, searching through my deck. I keep having the thought... it's the same recurring thought of, what if the card is prized? And...
You've been playing too much Pokemon.
Right. Like, it doesn't work like in this game. Like, it's like, I'm gonna go fetch my... Like, when I went and fetched the swamp, it came to mind first there, but it's like, no, I'm playing 6 swamp. Even if, like, 2 swamps are prized, I'm still gonna be fine. But, like, when it's like, I need to go fetch my 1 of island, it's like, what if the island was prized? Like, what if I just...
There's magic that we can play where that'll be true. I'll leave what magic that is to the imagination of the viewer.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. It's like, oh no, my contract from below is prized.